Part 1. Questions 1 to 10. You will now hear Harry and Adeline discuss how they feel about their college's plan to convert their library into an online one. First, you will get some time to look at questions 1 to 5, which are more focused on Harry's opinion.
I feel very upset about the plan to remove our physical book library. The college says that the digital library will be more modern. But for me, the physical library is a special place. It is the only place where I can sit quietly and read printed books. I grew up reading real books, and I feel calm when I hold them in my hands. When I sit in the library, I feel connected to knowledge in a very real way. I feel that the college is taking away something important.
I understand why you feel this way, but the college believes that the space can serve many more students if it is changed into a digital system. Digital books can be accessed by everyone, at any time. That is something the physical library cannot offer. But please tell me more about why you think that printed books are so important.
Printed books help me focus. I do not get notifications. I do not feel tempted to check other apps. It is the last place where the world feels quiet. If the college removes the books, I will lose that calm space. I understand that digital systems are useful, but I do not think they should replace something so meaningful.
I see that the library gives you comfort, but the college says that many books are old or damaged. They say that maintenance is expensive. They also say that students want faster access to new content. But your point about the peaceful environment is important. Perhaps we can request a mixed system. But I want to hear more about why you believe only printed books can give you that calm space.
Printed books have weight. They have texture. When I turn each page, I can follow my progress. I can mark the page with a ribbon and return to it. A screen feels flat and cold. I also enjoy the smell of books and the silence around the shelves. The library building holds memories of many students. If we replace it, it will lose its soul. I feel that the college is moving too fast without thinking about the emotional value of the space.
Okay, I see your point.
You now have some time to look at questions 6 to 10, which are related to Adeline's point of view.
Harry, although I really value your feelings, I think there are practical reasons to support the new plan. Our college is growing, and we have very limited space for activities. Students in music, theater, robotics, and sports all need rooms to practice. A digital library takes far less space, and it allows the college to serve more groups. We have so many clubs, but many of them have no place to meet. The new activity space could help hundreds of students every week.
That sounds useful, but it still feels like something important is being lost.
I agree that something will change, but the current system also has many limitations. The library does not have enough printed copies of popular books. Students often wait for weeks. Some books go missing. Some books are outdated. A digital library can update content quickly and give every student access at the same time. That can save time, reduce stress, and support research.
Yes, I have faced those problems, but I still feel unsure.
Another issue is accessibility. Some students cannot visit the library because of schedules, work, or health reasons. A digital library gives them equal access. It also helps international students who prefer to read in their native languages. Digital systems can offer translations, audio versions, and search tools. The physical library cannot compete with that flexibility.
I understand that.
Also, the new activity space will allow students to rest, create, and collaborate. Our campus lacks a central area where groups can gather comfortably. The proposed space could include open study zones, discussion rooms, and creative corners. It could bring students together. The college wants to build a place that encourages community, innovation, and teamwork. I believe that this is important for our future.
When you explain it like that, I can see the benefits. I still like printed books, but I understand why the college wants the change. Maybe we can request a small physical reading room so that the spirit of the old library can stay alive.
Yes, that is a good idea. We can share both concerns and hopes with the college. Maybe they can create a plan that respects the past and prepares for the future at the same time.
That is the end of part 1. You now have half a minute to check your answers. Part 2, questions 11 to 20. You will now hear a lecture on the economic and cultural impacts of globalization. First, you will get some time to look at questions 11 to 15.
Good morning, everyone. Today I will talk about globalization from an economic point of view. To begin, let us look at international trade. Globalization has made it easier for countries to buy and sell goods and services across borders. Improvements in transportation and communication allow products to move faster and at lower cost than in the past. As a result, countries can specialize in producing goods they are most efficient at making. This specialization often leads to lower prices and a wider choice of products for consumers. For example, a country with rich natural resources may export raw materials, while another country with advanced technology may export electronic products. International trade also increases economic connections between nations. When countries depend on each other for goods and services, they often develop stronger economic relationships. These relationships can encourage cooperation and stability, although they may also create risks if one country faces economic problems. Even so, trade remains one of the most visible and important features of globalization in the modern world. Next, I would like to discuss foreign investment. Foreign investment happens when companies or individuals invest money in businesses or projects in another country. Globalization has increased the flow of foreign investment by reducing barriers such as strict regulations and by improving access to information. When foreign companies invest in a country, they often bring capital, technology, and management skills. This can help local industries grow and become more efficient. Foreign investment can also improve infrastructure, such as roads, factories, and communication systems. However, it may raise concerns if local businesses feel unable to compete with large foreign firms. Governments therefore try to balance the benefits of foreign investment with the need to protect local industries. Now, let us turn to job creation. One important economic impact of globalization is the creation of jobs, especially in developing countries. When multinational companies set up factories or offices abroad, they often hire local workers. This can reduce unemployment and raise income levels. Jobs created through globalization are often linked to manufacturing, services, and technology. At the same time, globalization can also lead to job losses in some sectors. For example, companies may move production to countries where labor costs are lower. This can cause unemployment in certain industries. Therefore, while globalization creates jobs overall, its benefits are not evenly shared among all workers. Another key aspect is the growth of multinational companies. Globalization allows companies to operate in many countries at the same time. These multinational companies can produce goods in one country, manage operations in another, and sell products worldwide. This global presence helps companies reduce costs, reach new markets, and increase profits. As multinational companies grow, they gain significant economic power. They can influence trade patterns, employment, and even government policies. While they contribute to economic growth, their size and influence may also raise concerns about fairness and regulation. Finally, let us consider market competition. Globalization increases competition by allowing companies from different countries to compete in the same markets. This competition often leads to better quality products, lower prices, and more innovation. Consumers usually benefit from having more choices and better value for money. However, increased competition can be challenging for small local businesses that may struggle to compete with large international firms. Governments and organizations often look for ways to support these smaller businesses while still enjoying the benefits of open markets.
You now have some time to look at questions 16 to 20.
Now I will move on to the cultural impact of globalization. Culture includes traditions, beliefs, language, and ways of life. Globalization has changed how cultures interact, share ideas, and influence each other. I will talk about the exchange of traditions, the role of global media, the spread of languages, cultural blending, and the challenges people face in maintaining their cultural identity. First, let us discuss the exchange of traditions. Globalization allows people from different cultures to interact more frequently through travel, trade, and communication. As people meet and share experiences, traditions such as food, music, clothing, and festivals spread across borders. For example, traditional foods from one country may become popular in many others. The exchange of traditions can promote understanding and respect between cultures. However, Some people worry that local traditions may lose importance as global influences grow stronger. Next, global media plays a major role in cultural globalization. Television, films, music, and online platforms allow cultural products to reach audiences worldwide. People can watch shows, listen to music, and follow news from other countries almost instantly. This shared media experience can create common interests and values across cultures. At the same time, global media is often dominated by a few countries, which may lead to an imbalance in cultural representation. Some cultures may receive more attention than others. Another important cultural impact is the spread of language. Globalization has increased the use of certain languages as international means of communication. English, for example, is widely used in business, education, and technology. Learning a global language can create opportunities for education and employment. However, the spread of global languages may threaten smaller local languages. When younger generations prefer global languages, local languages may be used less often. Cultural blending is another key feature of globalization. Cultural blending happens when elements from different cultures combine to form new practices and ideas. This can be seen in fashion, music, food, and art. Blended cultures often reflect creativity and adaptation in a globalized world. Cultural blending can enrich societies, but it may also raise questions about authenticity and cultural ownership. Finally, globalization creates challenges for cultural identity. As global influences grow, some individuals and communities may feel pressure to change their traditional ways of life. People may struggle to balance global culture with local values. This can lead to concerns about losing a sense of identity and belonging. Maintaining cultural identity while engaging with the global world is a complex task. Many societies continue to search for ways to preserve their cultural heritage while participating in global culture.
That is the end of part 2. You now have half a minute to check your answers. Part 3, questions 21 to 30. You will now hear Harry and Sam discussing about a French language course. First, you will get some time to look at questions 21 to 25, which are more focused on the details of the course.
Good afternoon, and welcome to the French Connect Institute. I am Sam, your course coordinator.
Good afternoon, Sam. I would like to inquire about the 90-day beginner-level French course, the one that featured in today's newspaper.
Oh, that one. Yes, I will be happy to explain the course details. Please feel free to ask anything that you would like to know.
Thank you. I wish to learn basic French so that I can earn additional academic credits. Could you please tell me more about the syllabus?
Certainly. The syllabus includes French alphabets, basic grammar, greetings, numbers, and vocabulary for daily situations. Students also learn saying simple sentences, short dialogues, listening activities, and reading exercises. We focus more on the practical uses of the language so that you can respond in common everyday situations.
That seems fine. Could you tell me the class timings along with more details?
Yes, of course. The classes run from 4 to 6 p.m. They include guided instructions, conversation practices, and short exercises. This timing is suitable for those who have morning or early afternoon commitments.
And on which days of the week do these classes take place?
The course is held on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. This alternate day schedule allows students enough time between sessions to study their lessons and complete small assignments.
I understand. Could you also tell me about the fee structure?
Certainly. The total course fee is $600. This covers the class sessions, study materials, and access to our online portal.
That is very clear and quite reasonable. Thank you for taking the time to explain everything.
You now have some time to look at questions 26 to 30, which are related to some concerns that Harry has regarding the course.
Sam, before I register, I have some concerns. Will I be able to learn enough within 90 days? I have no earlier experience with the language.
I understand your concern. Many new learners feel the same way in the beginning. However, you should not be too worried because the course is designed for complete beginners, and that is why it moves at a moderate pace.
I see. Could you please explain what makes learning possible in such a short time?
Yes, of course. The main thing is the similarity between French and English. Because the alphabets are almost identical, students do not need to learn a new writing system. This helps them read basic words quickly.
Oh, okay. So the alphabet similarity reduces the difficulty.
Yes, it does. Also, our instructors will guide you step by step, and this will gradually build your speaking, reading, and listening skills.
This is very reassuring. Could you tell me what else I could do to improve?
Yes, absolutely. With regular attendance, daily practices, and participation in class activities, you will be able to meet your learning goals very comfortably. Most students who start at your level achieve good proficiency by the end of the course.
Thank you, Sam. I feel much more confident now. When could I start?
That is the end of part 3. You now have half a minute to check your answers. Part 4. Questions 31 to 40. You will now hear a lecture on the threats of cyber attacks and cybersecurity protection. First, you will get some time to look at questions 31 to 35.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Mr. Bradford, and today I will talk about cybersecurity. I will begin by explaining some common threats that affect individuals and organizations. Cybersecurity threats are activities that try to steal information, damage systems, or deceive users. One of the most common threats is phishing. Phishing occurs when attackers send emails or messages that appear legitimate but are actually fake. These messages often ask people to click on links or share personal information, such as passwords or bank details. Another major threat is malware. Malware is harmful software that enters a computer without permission. It can steal information, slow down systems, or damage files. Malware usually spreads through unsafe downloads or infected email attachments, and users may not notice it immediately. Ransomware is a particularly dangerous type of malware. It locks files or entire systems and then demands payment to restore access. Attackers usually promise to unlock the files after payment, but this promise is not always kept, and paying can encourage future attacks. Identity theft is another serious cybersecurity threat. It happens when criminals steal personal information and use it to pretend to be someone else. Victims may suffer financial loss and long-term problems, and they often discover the crime only after unusual account activity appears. Finally, data breaches occur when unauthorized people gain access to confidential information held by organizations. This information may include customer data, passwords, or financial records. Data breaches can harm individuals and damage the reputation and finances of organizations.
You now have some time to look at questions 36 to 40.
Now I will talk about how we can protect ourselves against these threats. One of the most important protection methods is using strong passwords. Strong passwords are long, unique, and difficult to guess. They usually contain a combination of letters, numbers, and symbols. Reusing passwords across different accounts increases risk. Keeping systems updated is another key protection measure. Software and system updates repair security weaknesses. When updates are ignored, attackers can take advantage of known flaws. Regular updates help keep systems secure. Antivirus software is also essential for protection. Antivirus programs detect and remove malware before it causes serious damage. They scan files and monitor system activity. However, antivirus software is most effective when users also behave carefully online. Training and awareness play an important role in cybersecurity. When people understand common threats, they are more likely to avoid risky actions. Training helps users recognize suspicious emails, links, and online behavior. Finally, encryption is a powerful security tool. Encryption converts information into a coded form that only authorized users can read. Even if data is stolen, encryption makes it difficult for attackers to understand the information.
That is the end of part 4. You now have half a minute to check your answers.